All right. Our next speaker, Garen Megurian, is a civil rights attorney with more than 30 years of experience in the justice system. Throughout his career, he has fought to protect constitutional rights and ensure equal justice under the law. Today, he'll share why the judicial retention races in Pennsylvania matter and how these often overlooked elections have a direct impact on fairness, accountability, and our democracy. Please welcome Garen.
Woo, go Garen! Woo!
We have had some unbelievable crowds here, but this eclipses them all.
Yeah!
So I'm a free speech lawyer, and I'm here to ask for your help in protecting our courts here in Pennsylvania. Our Pennsylvania Supreme Court justices need us to protect them here in PA from the most dangerous minority group existing in the United States. Of course, I'm talking about billionaires.
Fuck the billionaires.
Why are billionaires spending millions of dollars to flood our mailboxes, airwaves, and social media feed with lies? Why is the richest man in Pennsylvania trying to confuse us about our democratic justices?
Fuck the billionaires!
To
Yes.
understand the
Fuck 'em.
motives, we must understand the stakes. Our Pennsylvania justices interpret our Pennsylvania Constitution, which is older and offers more rights than even the United States Constitution. They have done so in a way that upholds the rule of law, strengthens our rights, especially and including the right to free and fair elections. If the billionaires and their right-wing allies were being honest, they would admit that they are targeting our democratic justices, Doherty, Wecht, and Donahue, because the billionaires and their political allies are against free and fair elections. And when the captured and corrupted United States Supreme Court refused to ban political and racial gerrymandering all over the country, our Pennsylvania justices did the exact opposite. Our Pennsylvania justices interpreted the Pennsylvania Constitution differently. They recognized correctly that political and racial gerrymandering hurts us, and it hurts our democracy. For those who don't know, I'm going to take a second and explain what gerrymandering is. The simplest explanation is that gerrymandering turns democracy on its head. Instead of voters picking their representatives, the politicians pick their voters. Gerrymandering rigs elections. Gerrymandering allows a corrupt president to call a corrupt governor and demand 5 more congressional representatives. Let's look into it. How many people know here that Pennsylvania was gerrymandered in 2011? After Republicans won a majority in the state assembly, they rigged our maps to heavily favor themselves. In a state where Democrats outnumbered Republicans, in the 2016 elections, Republicans had 13 representatives in Congress versus just 5 Democrats. And in 2018, in a case called League of Women Voters, thank you, League of Women Voters, versus the Commonwealth, our Pennsylvania Pennsylvania justices struck down Pennsylvania's heavily gerrymandered congressional map and held that partisan gerrymandering violates the Pennsylvania Constitution. Largely because the court drew fair maps, in 2018, we were finally able to increase the number of Democrats in Congress from 5 to a fair 9. And it is no coincidence that since that decision, billionaires and their right-wing allies have targeted our Supreme Court justices. They tried to impeach the justices twice. They tried to rig elections to eliminate statewide election for justices. And now they are spending millions to confuse you about the issues with shameless lies. Let's address those lies. Does anybody here believe that replacing Democratic justices with right-wing justices handpicked by billionaires will help protect women? No! Our justices are targets because they are an obstacle to a total abortion ban in Pennsylvania. No! Our justices protect our privacy, our access to reproductive care, and the right to abortion. Does anybody here believe that these billionaires and their right-wing allies care about sexual predators?
No! Fuck no!
If they cared, they wouldn't be protecting the sexual predator occupying the Oval Office. If they cared, they would be spending their millions to persuade Congress to release the Epstein files. Does anybody here believe that replacing the Democratic justices with right-wing justices handpicked by billionaires will help protect our elections? Our justices are targets because they stopped unfair elections. Without our justices stopping them, Republicans would rig the maps here in Pennsylvania to limit Democrats to 2 or 3 statewide congressional representatives. If you don't believe me, look at what's happening in North Carolina. They just changed their maps to eliminate all but 2 Democratic representatives in that state. And it is a state very similar to Pennsylvania. Look what's happening in Texas, Missouri, Utah. All 3 of those states already rigged their maps to benefit Republicans. Ohio, Kansas, Indiana, Florida, Nebraska, they are all planning to do the same thing. Folks, the billionaires and their right-wing allies know that we the people are angry.
Yeah, fuck
We are sick and tired of seeing government used to hurt us instead of helping us.
we are. Yeah.
We are sick and tired of seeing them use the government to make our lives harder instead of helping ease our burden.
Yeah.
We are sick and tired of seeing a government that is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people, turn into a government by billionaires, for billionaires. To stay in power, they need to rig these elections against us. How important is the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania? We cannot afford to lose our Supreme Court like we lost the U.S. Supreme Court. Let me make something absolutely clear. Capturing and corrupting the U.S. Supreme Court was key to enabling them to capture and corrupt the rest of the federal government. There are so many examples. The captured U.S. Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act and started a new wave of voter suppression, intimidation, and harassment. The captured U.S. Supreme Court unleashed partisan and racial gerrymandering in red states like Texas, Missouri, and Utah, with more to follow. The captured U.S. Supreme Court allows billionaires and corporations to pollute our air and poison our water. The captured U.S. Supreme Court hurts public education and dismantles the wall separating church from state. The captured U.S. Supreme Court unleashed a wave of anti-abortion laws throughout our country, causing death and suffering to countless women. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is making it legal to discriminate against the LGBT community again.
Boo!
The captured U.S. Supreme Court is eliminating the equality promised by the 14th Amendment and the civil rights laws of the 1960s. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is letting this regime threaten freedom of expression at our universities and schools. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is letting this regime destroy the lives of hundreds of thousands of federal employees who had devoted their careers to serving us. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is letting this regime tax us through Trump's illegal, unconstitutional tariffs, while giving billionaires large tax breaks. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is letting this regime unleash waves of heavily armed, masked men into our cities and neighborhoods to terrorize our communities. The captured U.S. Supreme Court is letting this regime use the military and its spy agencies against us in our own cities and in our own neighborhoods. It is only by capturing the U.S. Supreme Court that the leader of an insurrection can now threaten the rest of us with the Insurrection Act. It is only by first capturing the U.S. Supreme Court that we have a criminal sitting in the Oval Office acting with immunity and impunity instead of rotting in prison where he damn well belongs. The only justices we should be term limiting are the ones on the captured U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, fuck yes!
Not our Pennsylvania Supreme Court justices. Our Democratic Pennsylvania justices are the last line of defense for our rights here in this state. So here's my ask. Only 35% of eligible registered voters voted in the last so-called off-year election in 2023. The last day to register to vote in this upcoming election is this coming Monday. We don't have billions to counter the lies, but we have each other to beat back the billionaire lies. I need each of you to promise me to talk to 5 people about the stakes and convince them to don't guess, vote yes. So if you care about free and fair elections, don't guess,
Vote yes!
vote yes. If you care about due process rights, don't guess, vote yes. If you care about clean air and clean water, don't guess, vote yes. If you care about fair funding for public education, don't guess, vote yes. If you care about keeping abortion safe and legal in Pennsylvania, don't guess, vote yes. If you want a real chance of bringing back checks and balances against this corrupt federal government. Don't guess,
Vote yes.
And if you want to send the message to the billionaires that they cannot buy our justice system, don't guess,
Vote yes.
Thank you.